Whew. Okay, good evening, everybody. Today is day 63 of my 90-day video blog challenge. And like I said, today I was going to talk about the minimum wage issue. I've had some people approach me and ask me about or we've discussed rather, the whole minimum wage issue. And this is my thought. Every time the minimum wage is raised, what ends up happening is there's an inflation in everything. So you raise the minimum wage so that people can afford and have a better lifestyle off of minimum wage, afford insurance, afford food, afford heating and all that good stuff. So you raise the minimum wage for them to be able to afford this. But what ends up happening is that everything else gets increased as well. So yes, you will increase their pay, but then we have the food cost rises. Then we have gas rises. Then we have gasoline for our cars rises. Then we have, the lights and gas. Everything starts to skyrocket. And what ends up happening is that person who, now you make the $10 an hour, but guess what? Now it costs more for you to actually sustain your household. So where does that make sense? If you ask me, in my opinion, what really needs to happen is there needs to be some type of regulation. There needs to be some type of standard, a max and a minimum that people can be charged on their gas, on their lights, on the food, on gasoline and insurance and all that good stuff that comprises every person's household. So if you put a regulation on that to where they have a minimum that they can charge and a max they can charge, they have to stay somewhere in between there, no matter where you are or who you are, then then I can see how it could be beneficial to people to raise the minimum wage. But with things the way they are, it doesn't make sense to raise minimum wage. And that's the economical standpoint. That's my view of it. You can agree or disagree, it's up to you. Either way, it's just my opinion. Now the flip side to that, me being a consumer in today's world, I have an issue with you raising minimum wage for me still getting minimum standard customer service when I come to your establishment. And I don't care if it's my neighborhood store or if it's some big chain that I visit. When I go in there and you put me on hold so that you can finish texting somebody on your phone or finish your conversation, or when I come in there and you got an attitude like what? Like you doing me a favor by ringing me up? When actually it's me and everybody else who comes in and patronizes your establishment that actually pays for your paycheck. And you got the nerve enough to have an attitude with me because I'm at your register and you got to stop what you're doing on your phone to wait on me. I have a problem with that. And I don't feel that kind of service deserves no $10. To be honest with you, you don't need to have a job, plain and simple. Because if you in the business of customer service and you need to do just that, you need to give good customer service. I can get crap anywhere. But if you want me to agree to raising your pay, then I need you to raise your standards on your customer service. When I come in the store, hi, how are you? When I'm sitting here, hey, is this it? Did you find everything? Those are the things I like to hear when I come into the establishment. When I leave your establishment, thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. But thank you. Thank you. How hard is that? Thank you. And I said it how many times already? It's very easy to say. But I really have a hard time when I go to some place and I got to sit there and wait on somebody to get off their cell phone. It really irks me. And like I said, my other one is when they act like they got a problem with waiting on me. This is what you got hired for. This is what you do. And then you see the boss or manager or something standing off to the side and ain't saying nothing. This is your place. Now, I understand I grew up in a different age. I understand that my boss, who's still awesome to this day, you can go on my Facebook page and see a picture of her. We took not too long ago at her 80th birthday. So, yes, my boss from when I was 16, we're still cool with. Her name is Grandma Tommy. And her sister is Auntie Betty. So, still love both of them to death. And, they're both, like I said, you see some two little white ladies. And I love them to death. But they're on my Facebook page if you want to check it out. But Grandma Tommy, she had a standard that we had to get it right. If we didn't get it right, we did it again. And we did it again until we got it right. And her training when we were young When I was young, 16 years old, and I keep saying we because it was my sister's first job too. So we both kind of worked there. My sister's 2 years older than me, but we both worked there. But when we worked there, she had a standard. We had to have things that were done. And if it wasn't done, then hey, we got in trouble. Or we had to stay late till we got it done. So it was a certain standard that she held, and then too, you have parents too. If your parents have crappy work ethics, and you're going to have crappy work ethics too. And I understand that. But somewhere along the lines, you know how you want to be treated when you're spending your hard-earned money at a store. So therefore, you should treat people that come in that same way. And I understand people have bad days. I'm not unreasonable. I understand people have bad days. And I find usually when I go to those people and I have them and they seem to be, a little off-center, I just say, are you having a bad day? And either one or two things are going to happen. No, why? You're going to get that. Or you're going to get, girl, yeah, today was just not a good day. Or the third way is no, why? Do it seem like that? I'm sorry. No, I'm good. And they're going to change their whole demeanor. It's going to be one of those three things, but I find that most of the time it's one of the two. It's either they're going to tell you their life story or they're going to straighten up their attitude. One of the two. Now, I have noticed that there are some establishments that have been working to get this done, and that is appreciative, and I do notice it. But for overall, y'all want me to agree and sign my name on your petition to raise your minimum wage, then I need you to raise your minimum attitude. Raise your minimum attitude. Put something higher on that list if you want me to be willing to sign for it. And you want me to be willing to rest my paycheck because, when inflation comes, we get a very small increase in our check. So it's not like we get a big, huge difference. You might get $3 difference. We don't get that. Everybody else in America who don't get paid like that don't get that. Okay? So if you want me to be willing to incur more expenses on my end, then there's things that I need y'all to do. So get your attitude right. Do better with customer service. And stop whining. Plain and simple. If you make a minimum wage, I can guarantee there are so many different programs that you qualify for education. Go back to school. Get you a better job. Plain and simple. Now, y'all might say, okay, you sound so mean and harsh, but hey, that's the reality of it. You don't like the job you do? Get a better job. How do you get a better job? Go to school. Get some better education. Or open up your own business. Become your own entrepreneur. Work for yourself. And if that's the case, holla at your girl. Because, I can hook you up. Because, I do a little something on the side. So, I can work with you. But in any case, that's my message for today. I done went over my time. So I'm going to end it here. I done had my rant. But you guys have a wonderful night. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Good night.